Imagine a place where reality and fantasy blend, where the line between the screen and the seat blurs. Picture the flicker of the projector, the hush of the crowd, the anticipation that hangs heavy in the air. Now, delve into the dark corners of that scene, where the stories we're about to tell have unfolded, stories of real horror, not from the screen, but from the very seats you'd occupy in a movie theatre. Are you ready to step into the shadows? Our first tale takes us to a cherished, ancient cinema in the very soul of London. A place of the echo of laughter and the hush of suspense, this theatre has been a silent observer to countless stories both on and off the screen. But among those numerous chronicles, one tale has adamantly stood the test of time, the haunting of the phantom projectionist. In the golden era of film, this theatre was the sanctuary to a devoted projectionist, known as much for his love for the art of cinema, as for his unwavering commitment to his craft. His life was intricately entwined with the celluloid tapestries he expertly threaded through the projector, each reel a part of his soul, his heart pulsating in rhythm with the flickering lights on the screen. He was a man who lived, breathed, and dreamt only cinema. His dedication was such that he spent countless nights theatre, ensuring each frame ran flawlessly, each sound resonating with perfection. However, his story took a tragic turn when he was found lifeless in the projection booth under bewildering circumstances, with the projector still whirring and the film reel dancing in a ghastly waltz. Ever since that fateful day, those who dare to step into the theatre report peculiar happenings. That the lights began to display a mind of their own, flickering and dimming in an eerie dance that defies any electrical explanation. Strange whispers and spectral laughter echo through the theatre, a chilling symphony that sends shivers down the spines of those brave enough to listen. And then there are the films. Films that spring to life on their own, even when the projection booth is empty. Films that play to barren seats in the dead of night, the phantom images pirouetting on the screen in a macabre ballet. The most unnerving incident, perhaps, was when a heartwarming children's film unexpectedly morphed into a blood-curdling horror, plunging the young audience into a state of terror. The staff scrambled to the projection booth, only to find it deserted. The switch to the horror film could not be explained, feeding the whispers of the phantom projectionist's restless spirit. Over the years, many skeptics have tried to debunk these occurrences, attributing them to faulty wiring, practical jokers, and even mass hysteria. But those who have felt the cold touch of the phantom projectionist's presence, who have heard the faint whirring of the projector in the silence of the night, know that there is something inexplicable at play. Something that lurks in the shadows of the old movie theatre, forever bound to the flickering lights and the sound of their projector. The theatre continues to operate, its patrons drawn in by the allure of the silver screen and the whispers of the supernatural. Some come for the thrill, others out of curiosity, and a few in search of connection with the spectral projectionist who refuses to abandon his post. No matter the reason, one thing is certain. When the lights dim and the film begins to roll, you're not just watching a movie, you're stepping into a story that transcends the boundaries of life and death, a story that is as much a part of the theatre as the worn velvet seats and the scent of stale popcorn. The phantom projectionist continues to run his shows even from beyond the grave. Scene script. We now turn our attention to the buzzing cityscape of New York, where not every film screening unfolded as one might expect. Nestled within the beating heart of Manhattan, in a theatre that belied its ordinary facade, a tale of strange occurrences took place. The year on record was 1987, and the film that stirred these unusual events was an offbeat, independent avant-garde piece, swathed in an enigma that intrigued many. Dubbed as The Projection, its reputation traversed the grapevine as a revolutionary masterpiece that disrupted all existing cinematic norms. The audience, unprepared for what lay ahead, were on the brink of experiencing a screening that would etch itself into their memories for decades to come. The Projection wasn't a run-of-the-mill film. It boasted an abstract plotline, unsettling visual cues, and a discordant symphony for a soundtrack that appeared to encapsulate the very essence of human desolation. It was a film of audacity, unafraid to delve into the murkier aspects of the human psyche, which intrigued a crowd yearning for novelty. Yet as the theatre drowned in darkness, and the first flickers of the projection danced on the screen, a wave of uneasiness started to wash over the audience. The initial signs were subtle, murmurs of discomfort, an unexplained chill that permeated the warm theatre. Then, strange incidents began to unfold. An audience member fainted abruptly, another complained of an onslaught of agonizing migraines, while a third was suddenly gripped by an intense panic attack. Despite these alarming occurrences, the film rolled on undeterred. Whispers morphed into conversations as days rolled into weeks. Viewers who had attended the infamous screening began to report a series of unfortunate events: job losses, car accidents, serious illnesses. Each incident was disparate yet connected by a common thread: the viewing of The Projection. The whispers crescendoed into roars, and the cursed screening swiftly became a hot topic across the city. The theatre owners, initially skeptical, found it increasingly difficult to ignore the rising pile of evidences. An investigation was commissioned, but it divulged nothing unusual. The film reel was just that, a reel with frames of unusual artistry, devoid of hidden messages or subliminal imagery that could rationalize the sequence of unfortunate happenings. Yet, the inexplicable incidents persisted, and the fear magnified. Left with no other choice, the theatre owners decided to pull the plug on The Projection. The film was barred from ever gracing the silver screen again, an attempt to cage the curse it seemingly carried. The film reel was locked away, a desperate move to quarantine the eerie power it held, but it was too late. The chilling saga of The Projection was already firmly woven into New York's urban folklore, a stark testament to the enigmatic power of cinema and the unexplainable phenomena it could potentially invoke. The film reel continues to lie dormant in its confinement, its curse subsided, but eternally remembered. Finally, we travel to the silent era of Hollywood, when the silver screen was in its infancy, and the screams of characters could not be heard. As we step back in time, we find ourselves immersed in the world of silent cinema and thundering piano scores. At the heart of tale is Abigail, an emerging gem in Hollywood's glorious crown. A rising starlet, she was known for her captivating performances, donning roles that stole scenes and hearts across the globe. Her beauty was as radiant as her acting prowess, making her the toast of Tinseltown. Before her mysterious disappearance, she had just wrapped up filming for what was hailed to be a groundbreaking thriller. The movie, a silent scream of suspense and intrigue, was believed to be her most challenging role yet. The premiere was a grand affair, attended by the most prestigious figures in Hollywood. Abigail was the belle of the ball that night, glowing a silver dress that seemed to echo the gleam of the silver screen. As the theater's lights dimmed and the film began to roll, her powerful presence was magnified, her every emotion amplified by the flickering lights of her silent performance. However, as the film drew to its climactic conclusion, the unthinkable happened. Abigail had been seated amongst the audience, vanished without a trace. One moment she was there, the next her seat was hauntingly empty. A ripple of confusion through the crowd, quickly replaced by a bone-chilling sense of dread. The show came to an abrupt halt. A frantic search throughout the theatre ensued, but there was no sign of the missing starlet. In the following days and weeks, the police combed through every alley and corner of the city, questioning witnesses and even resorting to consulting psychics. Despite their efforts, Abigail had seemingly vanished into thin air. Hollywood, the once bustling metropolis of dreams, fell into an eerie silence. The anticipation of her return hung heavily in the air like a thick fog. Rumors started to swirl, theories began to circulate. Had she run away? Was there foul play? Some even suggested she had been abducted by aliens, a theory fueled by the popular sci-fi cinema of the Yet. The truth behind her disappearance remained elusive, as enigmatic as a spectre cloaked in the shadows of the night. The theatre where she had vanished from became a symbol of her enigma. Its grandeur, tarnished by the chilling mystery, served as a constant reminder of Hollywood's lost starlet. Today, Abigail's image flickers on the screens at classic film festivals, her performances a ghostly echo of a bygone era. Her disappearance remains one of Hollywood's most chilling mysteries, a silent scream immortalized in the annals of cinema history. Her face may be forever emblazoned on celluloid, but the nature of her fate is still a chilling mystery. Despite the passage of decades, the question endures: what happened to Abigail on that fateful night? As we leave the silent era and step back into the present, we carry with us the echoes of her story, a haunting reminder that not all screams can be heard. As the lights come back on, we leave the darkened theatre, but the stories linger. We've journeyed through tales of the eerie and the uncanny, each one a chilling reminder of the hidden horrors that can lurk within the hallowed halls of our beloved movie theatres. The phantom projectionist, forever bound to his booth, eternally casting shadows on the screen. The cursed screening, a film so terrifying that it transcends the boundaries of fiction and reality, bringing the audience's darkest fears to life. The silent screams, a haunting echo of a tragedy that unfolded in the quiet darkness. Each of these stories, seemingly ripped from the pages of a horror novel, serve as a reminder of the blurred line between reality and fantasy in movie theaters. In the flickering light of the cinema, the line between the screen and the seat blurs, and sometimes the real horror is in the audience, not on the screen. Until next time, keep your eyes open and your senses alert. Good night.